These are scenes that we cut out of the movie.
That's right.
Why did we cut them out of the movie?
Because it had to be a reasonable running length.
That's right.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like storyboarding for me is like rehearsing something. It's like putting it up on the stage and having things go out, and it very quickly becomes apparent what needs to be changed and what needs to be boosted. And I write certain things to be elaborated on. Like the final battle, I didn't even make an attempt. There were certain things that needed to be hit, but I knew that it was going to change so many times because those sequences are wild and crazy, and it's the kind of thing where you want to let story and a lot of people come in and throw their ideas around and then try to shape it. There are other sequences like 100 Mile Dash where I wrote every single thing that happened because I had the structure very clearly in mind. And then there were other ones that were kind of halfway, like Helen sneaking into the base,
right,
where certain things needed to happen, and certain parts of it I had very clear, but other parts we kind of built into it as we got in and explored it. And these are primarily ideas that are visual in nature, and I think that if you just pin it down to writing, you're limiting it too much. So it's the kind of thing that I think it would be analogous in a live action film that you would develop on the set. That you would see how somebody's walking and you'd say, try this over here, why don't you pick this up on that line? And the cinematographer says, hey, why don't we could have a great shot here, you know. So it kind of varied throughout the film, but because a lot of my training is in animation, I think I have it in mind where I want to extemporize and where I want to just figure it out in advance. Our original opening that went into boarding was not the way that I always pitched it. It was this idea that you saw the family first as people and then kind of gradually revealed that they were superheroes. So we started this thing at what we thought was a good American kind of way to start it, and that's him getting to know the neighbors at a neighborhood barbecue.
Young married couple, new in the neighborhood.
Right, and they're making jokes, trying to fit in, and someone says something to Helen.
Ah, uma corretora de commodities? Parece muito interessante.
É realmente um desafio, mas eu tenho que ser contigo. Eu como commodities no café da manhã. O que você faz, Helena?
Eu sou dona de casa.
Based on a thing that my wife has had to go through. She worked in film editing, and when we first had our kids, there was a decision about whether or not she should continue working because she made good money. And I said, look, as long as we can bring in enough money, it'd be great to have the kids have a mother around all the time. And we made it work, but one thing that she noticed was that when you were talking about work, everyone could connect with that. Everyone got it, everyone, you know, hey, you're another fellow working person, isn't it, you know, this difficult and all that. Once she said that she, you know, was a mother, or that she worked in the house, their eyes glazed over and they kind of dismissed what she did.
Desperdiçar meus melhores anos com monte de pestinhas agarrados na barra da minha saia? Não, obrigada. Hein? Tá doida? Alô? Eu quero fazer alguma coisa da minha vida.
Não, peraí um pouco. Que absurdo! Você acha que criar uma família é fácil?
I love the idea of a superhero defending, you know, being a mom. Yeah. So I like that moment, and I'm sorry that we don't have something like that in the movie.
The first time we realize these people aren't normal people is when he gets distracted by the argument Helen's having about motherhood and a professional life, and Bob chops off his own fingers.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing, is if you are invulnerable, relatively invulnerable, and you have to pretend anybody catches you being invulnerable, then you've got to go through a tremendous amount of problems to try to convince the world that you're not invulnerable.
Right.
And you have to pretend like you're injured when you're not. And I just thought there's another side to this superhero thing, you know, the burden of trying to hide, you know.
The secret.
Yeah, yeah.
Eu tô super. E você, como é que tá, Mike?
Tudo beleza. Grande final de semana, hein? Pessoal, estes são os meus novos vizinhos, Beto e Helena Smith. Helena, Beto, esta é a Betty Anderson. Ela é corretora de commodities da Bolsa de Mercadorias.
Ah, uma corretora de commodities? Parece muito interessante.
É realmente um desafio, mas eu tenho que ser contigo. Eu como commodities no café da manhã. O que você faz, Helena?
Eu sou dona de casa. Bom, a gente só tem uma filha e ela toma muito nosso tempo. Ela dá bastante trabalho, né, bebezinho da mamãe? Ser mãe realmente é uma entrega total.
Ah, que bom.
Você tem que...
Dá licença. Oi, querida.
Precisa...
Vem cá, Beto. Eu quero te apresentar pro...
Dick Schaefer.
Oi, Dick. Beto Smith, essa é minha esposa, Helena.
Prazer em te conhecer,
Oi, Dick.
Helena.
O Dick tá pensando em comprar a casa aqui em frente.
Todo mundo no quarteirão adora aquela casa.
Todo mundo no quarteirão diz que mora naquela casa.
Prazer em te conhecer, Dick.
Ô, Beto, dá uma mão aqui pra cortar essa carne.
Claro.
Desperdiçar meus melhores anos com um monte de pestinhas agarrados na barra da minha saia? Não, obrigada. Tá doida? Alô? Eu quero fazer alguma coisa da minha vida.
Não, peraí um pouco. Que absurdo! Você acha que criar uma família é fácil?
Olha, é legal se você não é capaz de fazer coisas mais significativas.
Você faz ideia de como o mundo seria melhor se mais pessoas fossem dedicadas apenas a serem bons pais? O que é mais importante que isso? Que tipo de trabalho é?
Bom,
Trabalhar salvando vidas? Isso é mais importante?
E
que tal arriscar a minha vida? Que tal enfrentar as forças do mal todo dia para que pessoas como você possam dormir em segurança? Consideraria esse tipo de trabalho significativo?
Olha, eu acho que sim. Eu acho que sim, claro.
Pois é, foi esse tipo de trabalho que eu larguei para assumir meu novo dever, que é a criação da minha família. E ninguém vai me dizer que isso é menos importante.
Olha, me desculpe, eu não queria te ofender, mas o que você fazia antes que era tão importante?
Meu marido!
Chama uma ambulância!
Não dá tempo, eu levo!
Você nem sabe onde fica o hospital, sabe?
Não. Você sabe? Será que alguém reparou? Me perdoa, amor. Vai sobrar pra você, né?
Alguns meses com curativos, maquiagem de cicatriz pra disfarçar.
A gente queria ter uma vida normal.
Queria mesmo?
Oi, o que foi?
Acho que encontrei ele.
Amor,
Já ouvi.
é ladrão?
Não sei.
E aí?
Tá bom.
Vai lá.
Tá bom.
Cuidado, você derruba tudo quando tá com sono.
Tá, eu sei.
Amor, não machuca ele. Vamos pegar leve. E amor, não quebra nada não, tá? Arrumei a casa hoje.
Tá bom, tá bom. Eu vou tentar me divertir assim mesmo.
Não se mexa. O que é que você pegou? As peças de prata? A minha avó que me deu de presente.
Aquela vovó com aqueles dentões?
Síndrome.
Não finge estar surpreso. Incrível! Ou seria Sr. Smith? Você não acha que ter uma nova vida vai apagar a sua anterior? Eu tô aqui pra cobrar umas dívidas pendentes. E a melhor parte é que ninguém sabe que eu escapei.
Vai voltar pra cadeia antes que alguém saiba.
Legal, né? Eu projetei enquanto você me mandou pro tratamento de choque na penitenciária. Boas ideias nunca saem de moda. Ó, nós aqui outra vez. Não precisa ligar pra polícia não, amorzinho. Eu cortei o fio do telefone. Sai de fininho e não atrapalha, tá? Sei não, hein? Mas uma reforma ia bem. Ah, magia. Preciso de mais espaço. Ah, bem melhor. Vai dizer que não. Mais arejado. Eu não falei pra você sair daqui. Nem pense em ajudar eles, Petinha. Ou quer morrer? A culpa não é sua, não. Você não devia ter se envolvido com um super-herói. Não! Mulher elástica! Tu casou com a mulher elástica? E tiveram um filho? Uma família de super-heróis? Não é que eu tirei a sorte grande! Oi, você não está cumprindo a lei, ô senhor incrível! Sabe muito bem que super-heróis não podem ter filhos.
Não adianta, ele cortou toda a fiação.
Isso é cheiro de gás?
Segura firme.
remember in one of the earliest meetings I had with the sort of Pixar, they call it the Brain Trust. It's kind of a small group of other directors and story people that look at each other's films. They talked about what is the thing that's worst about them going into hiding. Are they avoiding lawsuits, or are they avoiding, people coming after them? Villains coming after you that have a grudge against you, if they found out that Clark Kent was Superman and could track Clark Kent down to his home with his wife and kids, that's dramatic. That's much more visceral. The lawsuit thing is what I always had pitched, because to me that's a very mundane thing to bring down a superhero, which is kind of the whole vibe of this film is the mundane and the fantastic, you know. But I recognized that the other one had a visceral value. So I came up with this syndrome character, and the thing that was interesting about it was that everyone, when we did this sequence, responded to syndrome much more than the villain that had been a part of my original pitch, which was this Zarek character.
Right.
We ended up going back to my original pitch, but the thing that we got out of it that was valuable was the villain.
É o Super agora! Eu sou Síndrome, seu pior rival e...
Síndrome.
Não finge estar surpreso, incrível! Ou seria, Sr. Smith.
I loved him invading their house. The idea of him showing up at the end of the film in the house was always in my original pitch. But the moment that I miss is using Bob as a battering ram to wreck his own home.
We took that moment and translated it into the film, but it just doesn't have that same.
It's in there, but it's
symbolic impact.
No.
As we did in the house.
And the moment that I miss most of all is him having the mom and dad frozen in the ray and hearing the sound of the baby and going, and moving down the hall towards the baby's room with mom and dad floating in the air, and they're unable to do anything about that. I think we made the right decision in terms of what's in the movie, what the movie is. I don't think we made a mistake, but I miss those aspects of this moment. And there was a particular feeling that I got from that we don't have that feeling. We have a lot of good feelings in the movie, but we don't have that specific one, and I kind of wish that we did. Snug was actually in the original pitch, and the idea was that I wanted to know that the villains are serious, and that if you get caught in their crossfire, there's going to be a price paid. So I had a friend, Snug Porter was his name, and he was a friend of Helen's from the old days, and the idea was that he took her to her missions. He was her pilot. That was the original idea.
For those superheroes who can't fly.
For those superheroes who can't fly and have to go to different parts of the world, you got to be, you got to be taken and dropped and all that stuff.
Zé, tô ligando porque preciso de favor teu.
Demorou, hein? Faz quanto tempo? 15 anos? Pensei que tinha me esquecido de vez, filha. No que posso te ajudar?
Quero avião. Qual o mais veloz que você tem?
Deixe ver, filha.
So, for the longest time, Snug flew the plane. And the problem with Snug is that you had to introduce him. You couldn't kill him right off the bat because then you don't feel anything.
Right.
So then you had to commit to giving him screen time. And the more screen time you gave to him to make you care about him so that it was painful when he died, the more time you're eating up in the movie.
Veloz o bichinho, né?
Nem sei como agradecer.
Amigo velho não tem cerimônia, a confiança fala mais alto.
É verdade.
Depois de todas as missões que a gente fez, nem se fala.
Com certeza.
E ainda voar pra uma ilha fora do mapa, sem saber o motivo.
Você é um amigão.
Eu valho por 2, né?
Eu adoro isso em você.
Voaria contigo sempre.
Voaria mesmo.
Não tá se divorciando não, né, filha?
Zé!
É muito ruim, Helena?
Não sei.
O que seu instinto lhe diz?
Espero o pior, Zé.
Confio em você, filha.
Fairly early on, it was suggested that you make Helen the pilot. In fact, I think that was John's suggestion, is make Helen, and I I've thought of that, and no, I'm not going to make Helen the pilot because Helen can't die, and somebody's got to die and pay a price, and John would go, okay, it's your movie, batten up, but I'm telling you, and so I fought it, and pretty soon, just down in the editing room, I got to get it down, and I am looking for cuts, and I know, and it's the worst when you want something, but you just got no leg to stand on.
Right.
And it happened on Iron Giant too.
It did. It did.
There were certain things that I had to let go of that I didn't want to let go of, and for about a week, it's like expelling what are those painful things? And I've never had one. What are they?
Kidney stone.
Yeah. That's what it was like for me emotionally, because I didn't want to let go of this. And, you know, I know that I have to. And, but once we got it out, it not only saved us screen time, which we needed for things that were more important, but it enabled us to make Helen the pilot, which I think amped up Missile Lock, because now she's in charge of her family. And I'm very happy with that sequence.
One of the most intense sequences in the movie, I think.
Yeah, and I think that it wasn't, to be honest, it wasn't as intense when it was snug.
Right?
Yeah.
Isso é loucura! Alguém vai acabar sabendo disso. Não deviam fazer teste de míssil aqui. Torre da Ilha India Golf 99 transmitido com pouca visibilidade. Suspendam fogo. Câmbio, suspendam fogo.
Apertem os cintos.
Diz que estão enganados!
E acha que eu não tô tentando, Helena? Atenção, India Golf 99 sob fogo amigo. Ataque a 9 milhas ao sul. Abortar! Abortar!
A gente tem que fazer alguma coisa!
Violeta, cria um campo de força no avião!
Mas você disse pra gente nunca usar os nossos poderes!
Eu sei, mas escuta o que eu tô falando agora!
Suspendam fogo! Suspendam fogo!
Mãe!
Violeta!
Abortar! Mulheres e crianças a bordo! Repetindo, mulheres e crianças a bordo!
Crie um campo de força agora!
Nunca fiz um tão grande assim!
Agora!
Abortar! Abortar!
Segurem firme!
A gente morreu!
Calma, todo mundo! A gente não vai fazer isso. A gente não vai entrar em pânico. Cuidado!
O avião morreu! Ele explodiu! Morreu! A gente não morreu, mas a gente vai morrer!
Parem com isso! A gente não vai morrer! Agora fiquem calmos, porque senão eu juro que ficam de castigo 1 mês! Entenderam?
Mas e o piloto?
This was a strange sequence because it wasn't like a schematic thing. It was more like an emotional thing, like this needs some moment. We need to see the bad guys, but see them in an impersonal way, because that makes them even more bad in a way.
Right.
But so the idea was that we, the ship would go down and we would cut to Bob hearing these things take off, so that you also connected it with Bob. But the idea that you show them coming out over the wreckage, almost like vultures. I mean, when we talked about designing these things, we wanted to make them kind of like predatory birds, carrion birds. And the idea was that you would show them going over the debris field on the water very dispassionately and just saying, no survivors, da-da-da-da. Having them form themselves into the raft and start heading for the island, and then having to stop while these guys came over them. Structure-wise, I understood perfectly that it was a bumpy structure. But it always felt right to me emotionally, and I was sorry to see it go. But when we lost it, we lost one of my favorite shots in the movie, which was The family hiding underwater as these vipers went over.
Right.
But when we took it off the plate of everybody, so many people were relieved because we had underwater hair simulation and all this stuff that's hard to do.
Right.
And it's like you could just feel the beast of The Incredibles go when that was taken out. But we even animated one scene in it.
Esses caras eram bandidos, mãe? Mãe?
Eram, querido.
Não, pera um pouco, mãe. Tá dizendo que o papai tá trabalhando pros bandidos?
É claro que não.
Então o que tá acontecendo?
A gente vai descobrir.
In my ideal version, I would have that scene back.
Acho que eu vi alguma coisa. Víbora 2, vá para 6-5 e dê uma checada. Víbora 2 para Víbora 1, negativo, área limpa. Víbora 2 seguindo para o que sobrou do avião. Aqui é Víbora 1. Nada nos destroços. Nenhum sobrevivente. Retornando à base.
Quem eram esses caras? Eram bandidos, mãe? Mãe?
Eram, querido.
Pera um pouco, mãe. Para. Tá dizendo que o papai tá trabalhando pros bandidos?
É claro que não.
Então o que tá acontecendo?
A gente vai descobrir.
The idea was that you're showing a guy who is frustrated that he can't do more, and that his instinct is to confront crime and to intervene on behalf of protecting, the citizenry. And he's in this job where he can barely help people through forms and
the red tape of this industry.
Yeah.
Right.
So the idea was to do something physical, have him see trouble almost, that the cops can't handle it, and then just be going, hey, we're all one part of the team, and having the cops not see it that way, and like, get back in your car, sir.
Só estava aqui para ajudar, moço. Eu não quero...
Por gentileza, volte pro seu carro, senhor.
Getting angry at the cops for not being grateful that he's helped them. I think that it was a good scene, but I also think that we had other scenes that were doing that job.
Right.
And it's one of those things that you do in an early draft.
Right.
That you realize that you have you're carrying that weight in other places.
Ah, que delícia.
Ô, pra que essa pressa, ô amigão? Cara mal educado. Então é assim. Pode dar uma volta nos policiais, mas... Boa tarde, policiais. Eu encontrei esse meliante e aí...
Assunto da polícia, senhor. Por favor, volte pro seu carro.
Eu só estava aqui para ajudar, moço. Eu não quero...
Por gentileza, volte pro seu carro, senhor. Agora.
Olha aqui, ô companheiro.
Algum problema aí, Ken?
Senhor?
Tá segurando o trânsito aí, ô roda-presa! Volta pro seu carro, sai daí, palhaço!
Nenhum.
Helen is suspicious that Bob, their marriage, infidelity, comes together in this one scene.
Some people always felt that it could work. Other people felt like, what the heck is this doing in a Pixar movie? And I felt like there was a tasteful way to handle it so that it would be apparent to people who were older and not necessarily apparent to younger kids. And I think that even if you're doing a fantasy, you should try to bring in some things about real life, you know, and it's not only good dramatically, or you know, but it's kind of funny, you know. It's funny that we are fragile creatures and we screw up and we are insecure, and to have superheroes that are have these amazing abilities and yet have the same insecurities that all of us do is interesting to me. So it was a little more direct than it is now. And you know, it had some lines that I'm sorry that we don't have, but I think the version that we have now is the best version.
Oi?
Tudo bem?
Tá muito alta? O que houve, minha linda?
Seu uniforme tinha sumido. Seu uniforme de senhor incrível. Quando você viajou, eu passei o aspirador aqui.
Eu levei pra lavar. O quê? Tem algum problema?
Ah, tem. Tem sim, Beto. São vários problemas ao mesmo tempo.
O quê?
Primeiro, por que usou o uniforme de senhor incrível quando a gente combinou de mantermos isso em segredo?
Ninguém suspeitou. Eu disse que era pra uma festa fantasia.
E segundo, você quer mesmo que eu acredite que realmente precisou mandar lavar seu uniforme antes da sua viagem de negócio?
Peraí, Helena. Tá dizendo que agora eu vou ter que lavar na mão o uniforme?
Não, eu tô dizendo que eu faço isso. Lavar sua roupa é tarefa minha. Se você tiver que mandar lavar o seu uniforme...
Desde quando você começou a gostar de lavar roupa, Helena?
Eu lavo a roupa nessa casa!
Não tô entendendo mais nada.
O que é isso?
Parece um fio de cabelo.
Cabelo de quem?
Sei lá. De quem lavou?
É louro.
É branco.
É louro claro.
É branco. Cabelo da velhinha que lavou a roupa.
Não é cabelo de velhinha.
Por que não pergunta logo o que quer saber?
Beto, você tá tendo um caso?
Tô. Eu e a velhinha. Eu olhei pra ela na lavanderia e me apaixonei perdidamente. Tá maluca? Eu tava tão feliz com as mudanças na nossa vida, no meu emprego. Eu queria que o uniforme ficasse limpinho. Você tem que...
Desculpe.
Não dá pra você... Deixa pra lá.
Sometimes dream sequences are okay. All I know is the first pain reliever you reach for, you know,
is the dream.
Well, yeah, the fantasy sequence or the dream sequence, because basically you're looking for a way to say certain things, and the easiest way is to just say them in an abstract way that is not, you know, you don't have to work into your reality, and then have somebody go, you know what I mean?
That's exactly what we did.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and they can be good.
Yes.
They have been good. There are films that have them. I'm not saying that it's always a bad idea, but I'm saying that usually I'm learning that they are an early solution that you use as kind of a Scotch tape measure to get an idea in a film that you don't have a better way of doing.
Right.
This one is like that, where she has some anxiety, and it's very sort of baldly stated, and there's some funny ideas. But basically, I'm not sorry to be rid of it, you know.
That was one of the first ones to go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
They always go first.